We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Executive Director of Stonewall National Museum Archives and Library, Robert Keston, posts a funny The Wizard of Oz TikTok video while visiting Topeka's Rainbow House. Wait, is that hate-filled Westboro Baptist Church in the background?
U.S. Secretary Pete Buttigieg is one of the leading candidates for Kamala Harris's VP pick. If selected, he will make history as the first openly gay VP in the USA. We are expected a VP announcement at any moment.
The New York Times criticized GLAAD for high spending and luxury expenses by Sarah Kate Ellis. GLAAD defends Ellis, calling the NYT article grossly misleading.
Olympic boxer Imane Khelif gets falsely accused of being transgender by J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk. The boxer is facing online backlash after participating in the 2024 Paris Olympic Games.
Mateo Ventura Bruer, Aqua Foundation's first transgender executive director, stepped down after 18 months, leaving a legacy of advocacy and fundraising.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, that we have had more than 9 million views thanks to you. It is Monday, August 5th, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens queer in the news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the queer community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ plus experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the queer and broader community.
That's right, Mark. And let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor Jamaal L. Starks, a.k.a. Porcelain. Jamaal is the president of Impulse Group Miami, a spiritualist, wellness advocate, and coach, and walks as a sex siren in the ballroom scene with the House of Gorgeous Gucci. He's a board member of the Legacy Builders Consultant Group and is a certified yoga instructor at the Miami Life Center in Wynwood. And he also spends his time with me in the morning on the FayWhat show. Just saying. Jamaal, so you're conducting yoga with Porcelain on multiple dates for the week of August 11th through your Facebook and IG. Tell me what's happening.
So now I'm coming into your homes, basically. I'm coming into your home.
Great.
I have an online platform now, and starting this week, but for the week of the 11th, Tuesdays, you can rise with me at 8 in the morning. You can get over hump day with me. You can expand with Jupiter Day on Thursdays. And also in the evening, I have a little something special for my grown and sexy people, you know. Mm-hmm. If you want to relax and unwind to me, follow me at porcelain.asme for the direct link. Or you can see my IG or Facebook channel, or message me directly on any one of those social media platforms, and I'll be sure to get back with you with the details. Yeah.
I love that. Yoga with Porcelain. Look it up on IG now. Well, after the show. Okay. Next up, let's welcome Edward Otto Zielke. From a successful career in financial marketing to his current role as a director of marketing and sponsorship for the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, Edward's journey is marked by accolades and achievements. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida is one of the world's largest and most important LGBTQ plus cultural or arts organizations with the cutest boys ever. And they can sing too. Edward, so the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida has extended the audition for singers, I believe. The next date is coming up in September. Tell me what's happening.
Yeah. Yes. So this weekend we're having auditions, August 10th at Sunshine Cathedral at 1 o'clock. And because of the popular demand, we added a second date. So we're going to be also auditioning on September 7th, also at Sunshine Cathedral, 1 o'clock. So make sure you go onto our website and register for auditions in your time slot. It's going to be our 15th anniversary season. So we're really excited about that. Last year we had about 180 singing members, and now we're hoping to get over 200 this year. So it's very, very exciting for us.
Beautiful, Edward. So do the current members have to audition again?
They do go through rounds. Maybe every other year or so they get revoiced. That's something that Gabe kind of takes a look at in terms of, the quality of the singing and thinking that maybe we have to adjust certain singers. So that does happen. Yeah.
Okay. Have you had to tell somebody who thinks they could sing because they sing in the car or in the shower and they really can't sing? Have you had to tell them, no, baby boo, thank you, but come to our show?
There have been cases where, we've had to say, no, not this time, but, we do encourage people, to take lessons. And, we do offer summer classes sometimes too for those who are struggling and, looking for music theory. So there's opportunities all around. Plus, you don't have to be a singing member to, be in the organization as well. There is a non-singing component as well. And they help out with backstage and stuff and doing a lot of things for the members when they're on stage. So there's other opportunities for that.
And one last question.
Yeah.
Do you have to be a gay man?
No, that's the best part, is that because it's an LGBTQ plus chorus, you don't have to identify as gay or bi or male, as long as that you can sing within the lower register, which is that tenor baritone bass part. And so that's opened up the door to, we have 2 lesbians that are in the chorus with us. We have a straight ally. And we've had non-binary members and transgender members. So it really speaks to, Gabe, who, kind of opened that door for us. And, it's not just the gay men's chorus, it's the boys and the girls and everybody in between. So
I love that. So go and audition for the gay men's chorus September 7th. And also you have a time in August as well. I'm sorry, August
Yes.
what?
August 10th. It's this Saturday at 1 o'clock.
All right. So go on their website and sign up. Okay. Have something prepared. All right. No, My Little Mermaid.
Or you can sing Happy Birthday if you like.
No, don't do that to you. Oh my God.
Well, we just want to know if they could sing in tune. And so if that's in tune, then we're on to a good start.
Find something else. Next up, let's welcome Harrison C. Davies. He is a level 10 Google local guide whose contributions have amassed an over 600 million viewer following. Harrison is well known in the community for using his platform to give hundreds of small businesses a voice and exposure in the greater South Florida region and beyond. Welcome back, Harrison. So I guess you like us because now you've been coming back more and more.
Yeah, it's been great to talk, get to know new people. Since you're on the topic of Google, they recently, unfortunately, had to sign an NDA, but they threw me some new beta functions to test, so it's been kind of exciting. However, small businesses may have noticed they did remove the messenger feature recently, so you can no longer message small businesses on Google directly.
Why do you think they did that?
I just don't think it was being used, kind of like Google Plus. I think people like Instagram direct messaging and Facebook direct messaging was the more preferred platform, and small business owners are running around so many platforms that it was just, I think, getting jammed in there. So.
Have you ever given someone a really bad review?
Yes, I have.
And not retracted or anything, like stayed true to what you felt?
Honestly, probably the worst reviews I've written have normally been apartment complexes I moved out of in the past.
After you got your deposit. After you got your deposit.
Or the management level. That'd probably be my favorite ones, yes.
Next, let's welcome my brother from another mother. He's Mark Pettitt. Mark is also on the FayWhat show. I'm just saying, I love him too. So Mark is a pioneering traveler and coordinated the very first gay pride parade ever on the continent of Antarctica. What did you do today? He's also a former Mr. Sawmill Leather Sir. He and his husband Luke run linksbyluke.com, the chainmail harness and pride accessory shop. I have one of my own that is just incredible, and Mark is wearing some of the pieces right now. So Mark, the Black Market presents Goth Homecoming 2024 on September 7th. Tell me what's happening.
It is going to be a blast. We've done the Black Market's emo prom before, and just huge props to the Black Market. Auntie Mame, who is very much a friend of a friend of the show. This is sponsored by Impulse. The organizers of these events they're so inclusive because straight, queer, or otherwise, everybody looks good with a little bit of black eyeliner. So come on out. It starts at 7 p.m. at Revolution. You can go to Instagram at the Black Market MIA to get tickets. And don't be trying to be cool and be late to it. All the good stuff will be gone. So we will see you there.
Oh my God. And we definitely have to go out and support that. That's going to be a fantastic time. I know that Impulse Group is also one of the sponsors, right?
Yes, we will be there.
Oh, that's awesome. So Auntie Minnie will be out there. Bonnie Builder will be out there. Party Boy Carlos will also be out there.
My
Love
director
you,
of
Carlos.
events.
The performances alone.
Yes.
Come on out.
Yes. Come on out. Get your tickets today.
Thanks, Mark. And of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of the FayWhat Show on Mondays at Hotspots Happening Out. Faye, Nikki Lopez presents Echoes of Empathy, Navigating the Baker Act on August 16th. So tell us what's happening.
I love Nikki Lopez. So join us for the opening night of Echoes of Empathy. Experience an evening of art and advocacy at the Hollywood Arts Park Gallery on August 16th from 6 to 9 p.m. The incredible artist, advocate, activist Nikki Lopez brings us Echoes of Empathy. Echoes of Empathy stands as a testament to the power of art to illuminate the impact of the Baker Act on youth mental health. Dive into a cultural arts experience that visualizes outcomes from the Youth Baker Act Community Participatory Action Research Group. Engage in powerful discussions, explore thought-provoking artworks, and enjoy live performances by Femin Africa and Shanna L. Woods, with light bites catered by Health Rush. Join us as we delve into humanizing systems of care through art and drive positive change. Echoes of Empathy is an interactive exhibition in collaboration between the Children's Services Council of Broward County and What's Your Elephant. For more details, please visit what'syourelephant.org. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Monday, August 5th, 2024. Let's begin by queering up breaking news. Is Lips closure August 11th a victim of Florida politics? The nation's largest drag cabaret chain started years before there was RuPaul's Drag Race. Nearly 30 years ago, Lips Drag Palace started in New York City, wanting to capture the energy and party atmosphere of iconic New York nightclubs like the Palladium and Limelight. The chain grew with locations including San Diego, Chicago, Atlanta, and the iconic location in Fort Lauderdale. Today it was announced that the 2 p.m. show on August 11th will be the last for Fort Lauderdale. Forbes magazine once wrote about the success of the iconic entertainment brand. So what happened? LGBTQ plus leaders across South Florida say there are many reasons. At the top of the list may be the effects of the political atmosphere happening here in Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis and a supermajority GOP in the State House have passed anti-drag laws, created business fear, and repeatedly called drag queens in the state groomers. While the efforts have largely failed as federal courts squashed the state laws against drag on constitutional issues, but the long-term damage to Lips Fort Lauderdale may have already been done. Hotspots Happening Out executive producer Al Ferguson told Queer News Tonight, quote, "It was just a year ago that there were no drag queens allowed at Wilton Manor's Stonewall Pride over political fears. Lips is just 2 miles from Wilton Drive. And while those fears are over, the damage is likely already done to LGBTQ plus business models like Lips," end quote. Business leaders have suggested that this has a lot to do with the health of LGBTQ plus business as a whole. The combination of the extended pandemic has meant that LGBTQ-owned businesses have financially damaged entertainment businesses like Lips. One source close to the news says that August 11th would be Lips' last show and said that the financial problems have been occurring all year. The source said, quote, "Marketing, advertising, and management staff have all been significantly reduced in 2024. Time just ran out," end quote. Lips had reportedly been in negotiations to be sold to well-known PR icon Michael Goodman, who is also famous for his drag persona of the most incredible Cher. That deal did not happen. But you can still make reservations today so you can have an opportunity to kiss Lips goodbye. there was rumors about this a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't sure if it was true. And then we got this news, and then I was able to speak to Michael Goodman myself, and he supported the news that was spilled. And I, for one, I feel a loss, like a tragic loss, like if my school just got burned down or something like that. Like Lips has been the epicenter of where gay people and straight people come together to support the incredible art that is drag. Lips has been a place where so many nonprofit organizations have had their events there. I have been on stage at Lips many times hosting fundraising events. It's a huge loss, and it hurts. And I don't think that better yet, I know that this decision wasn't done lightly. I don't think that this could have been an easy decision to have made. I have spoke to Michael Goodman at length, and he had said that they had expressed this situation to the queens that were working there in hopes that they would be able to implement another money source. A lot of these queens have been working there for a decade and over. Some have been there since it opened, 17 years ago. There's so much here to unpack that I'm not going to the negative of it, notwithstanding it being an LGBTQ owned and operated business, Did all these drag bans have something to do with it? I doubt that it helped. I doubt that it helped. And, I know that a lot of those queens are devastated. What do you folks think? What are you thinking, Jay?
Yeah, Lips has been, like you said, a pillar of where gay and straight sort of converge, and it's just a happy, good time. I've taken my sister there for her birthday. There's just been so many memories that I've held at Lips, and over the years, before even RuPaul's Drag Race, this is like a huge loss for drag entertainers in general, because where else can you get a day job where you can live a domesticated life and you're not out in drag, all kind of time of night. One of my exes is one of the biggest drag entertainers in the world, and before they became the biggest drag entertainer, they wanted to work at Lips, and they used to tell me, babe, I be home, I be with you, when dinner comes, like we work the same schedule. And so this is really sad. And also to see that some of our businesses and our spaces are being lost. Like every time one goes down, it's like a piece of us goes away.
Yeah. And these queens, it's not to have a job at Lips is an honor. Everybody wants a job at Lips, kind of like being on RuPaul's Drag Race, So they've had like the cream of the creme, the cream of the crop work there, right? When you think of Amanda Austin, you think of Velvet Lenore, and you think of Boz Allen, and you think, Daisy Dead Petals, Misty Eyes, everybody's worked at Lips. Yeah. All the amazing queens have worked at Lips,
and if you're a little older, not saying that I am, but if you're a little older and you can't stay up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning or midnight when all like the other drag shows are, Lips was like your safe space. You could go for a brunch, you could go for a dinner. And there were a lot of family members that I've taken there that were kind of iffy before they went in, and they came out of it really with a true just kind of understanding of the art, because it was never a substandard show there. No. The flips and kicks, and it was just the pinnacle of drag. I'm really sad to see it go.
Yeah, man, and the curry was delicious. Damn, that curry was so damn good.
You would expect with a show that good that the food, they could get away with really bad food, but
no, but it didn't, because you didn't go there for the food, right? You went there for the entertainment, and also the girls knew that their pocket was gonna have some money in it, because you go there knowing you're tipping. And you're eating, and if you just went there to watch, they would just add the show to your bill, and that was like a menial amount of money. It was just so worth it to see these dynamic queens on this stage.
I think that speaks also to the energy of the place as well, because I've been to the one in Atlanta as well, and the food's same energy, same good food, and good food comes with good energy, when you're laughing and having a good time,
right,
and you have great. Good energy, it's in the food, it's in the service, and the fact that those entertainers do almost everything. They serve, they host.
What? They take the ticket at the
perform,
front
They
door.
take the ticket.
Giving you change.
They give you
Working the
change.
bar.
They're working. They work so well, and it's really sad to
Listen,
see that we're losing it down here in South
I will
Florida.
see Rihanna Patron making the drinks, right, without her ball gown on, right? Full drag
Right.
face, full wig, making the drinks, and then run back, put the gown on, and get on stage. All right? And then be flawless.
I think
What do you think, Edward?
this is where I think I first fell in love with drag. I grew up in New Jersey and New York, so the Lips there is really where I started to enjoy the shows, and I became a huge fan then, you know. So moving to Florida was very exciting for me to have Lips as an iconic, you know, establishment. So it is very sad to hear of another loss to our community, you know, this type of establishment, you know. So I'm hoping that, you know, for the future, you know, with iconic buildings and organizations and businesses, you know, that, you know, we take a hard look at those, you know, that are struggling and seeing where the resources that they need. I mean, I don't know, you know, where it is that Lips might have, you know, failed in terms of the transition of all of this, but you know, hopefully we'll definitely learn that, and you know, learn that as hopefully in the next decades or so, or the next years or so, we won't make those type of mistakes.
Yeah.
I would think.
And maybe with those queer businesses that are struggling, being a little bit more open to helping or letting us know that they need help. This was such a surprise for a place that I had never been there when it wasn't completely full. So just my jaw went down to the ground.
Yeah. And you know, I love me a party. You know, I love me a party, right? So I'm like, okay, so when's the send-off? When is the goodbye, right? And they're like, no, we're not having one. I'm like, okay, put me down for brunch next Sunday. I'll just be there crying.
One of
Harrison?
yeah, I mean, I mean, I agree with everything that's been said thus far, and all great points, and we're definitely going to miss them. I mean, they were also just a strong community partner. I mean, so many nonprofits relied on them, counted on them to be either a space, a vehicle to help them succeed, and it's like they're going to be missed by not just a lot of people, but a lot of entities. That's for sure.
Yeah. And you know what? Let me just give a big shout out to Michael Goodman, to the whole entire crew over there at Lips. You guys work harder than any business I had ever seen. But the queens are our heroes. They are our sheroes. They are the ones that we go there to watch and follow, you know, from Nicole T. Phillips to Tiana Love. I mean, everybody has been on that stage. Daisy Dead Petals. I can go on and on and on, you know, and this place gave everybody a chance also to like, you know, get into their craft and make it better. And then you have the Amanda Austins that was like, you ain't kicking me out. I'm going to be here forever, you know? So all of you did an incredible job. And we will forever be grateful for the memories that we get to always carry in our heart that you allowed us to have in your space. So we say thank you. And there's still some tickets available to Wednesday's bingo with Velvet. I think that's one of the last shows that still has some seating. So get on over, and you got to go say goodbye to Lips with your lips. Like that. Next, let's queer up gay culture. Will Stonewall National Museum be across the street from infamous Westboro Baptist Church? All right. Stonewall National Museum Archives and Library Executive Director Robert Keston, one of the anchors here at Queer News Tonight, recently visited Topeka, Kansas to see the renowned Rainbow House, also known as the Equality House. The house, a vibrant symbol of love and LGBTQ plus rights, stands in stark contrast to the infamous Westboro Baptist Church, located directly across the street. The 135-foot journey to the Westboro Baptist Church is known for its hateful protests against LGBTQ individuals, veterans, and Jewish people. During his visit, Keston met with Planting Peace founder Aaron Jackson, who owns the Rainbow House. Stonewall Museum is discussing adding an extension of the iconic LGBTQ museum to Rainbow House. While there, Keston made a TikTok video where he showed Westboro Baptist Church and then clicked his feet and rainbow sneakers 3 times and then showed Rainbow House complete with rainbow paint and hundreds of rainbow flags. This playful video refers to the ruby slippers from the queer favorite 1939 musical, The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy had to click her heels 3 times to return home to Kansas. Judy Garland, who played Dorothy, is a gay icon. The video highlights the Rainbow House's role as a beacon of acceptance in the face of adversity. The greatest adversity is a mere 135 feet away. Rainbow House says they may host a Stonewall exhibit in the future. Rainbow House, you guys have the biggest cojones I've ever seen in life. I mean, I think this is just so incredible that it's like, you know, when I see hate, I run the opposite way, right? Like, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't get me tainted with it in my stick, you know? And Rainbow House is going to come put this beautiful gay place right in front of a church that basically wants us to stop breathing. That is putting your best foot forward. That is saying you're not getting rid of me. That is like a blatant billboard that these people have to see every single time they step out of that church.
Yeah.
Isn't it poetic? It's like a song that could only be created by gay people.
As vile as that hate is, though, it is a serious and big part of our history. I love that it's right across the street from it. You know, because at first it makes you just internally, gives you that little bit of agita to be nervous and close to that. But as I was thinking about it, for all the haters that go to Westboro Church, you know that there's gay kids in that church. You know that there's gay teenagers there. You know that there are closeted people who have had no exposure to anything but hate. And I think that's why it's especially important that it is in full view.
Wow. That's so true.
Awesome.
And you know, there might just be one queer kid. There always is, okay? We're everywhere. We're like roaches.
Yeah, the kid didn't.
We are everywhere,
the kid didn't pick the church.
So at that Westboro, you know that there's someone in the closet hiding from their parent, maybe not out or whatever, or maybe someone that just doesn't believe in the hate. You know, and then they step out of their church and they see all our rainbow flags and go, wait a minute, you know, there might be another space for me.
Yeah, because they do a very good job of kind of keeping you just surrounded by that opinion, by that belief system. And this breaks it as soon as you use the front door.
Well, one thing I do know about Westboro Baptist Church is that most of them are family members. They're inbred. So it's true. I watched a documentary on it. Most of them are family. Oh, wow. And so it's sort of like a cult that suppresses friends of family and things of that nature. So of course there are some queer kids, and probably the damn daddy or the damn starter is gay,
right?
Because that's where homophobia usually comes from. Usually that we can see right through that, and it's just such a beautiful or poetic, like I just said, vision to see Robert Keston, our people, the Stonewall National Museum, take a stand right next to it with that beautiful rainbow building.
Yes.
Because it shows what we believe in, right?
Exactly.
That's what y'all believe in, but this is what we believe in.
Exactly.
Right. So it stands as a testament to have something right there, especially with all the vitriol that they spew.
Well, you know, and Stonewall to us is like our July 4th, right? And, you know, Robert has been incredible of doing a tour of an exhibition of the Stonewall Inn, right? And so he has like a dramatization and a whole entire thing behind the Stonewall Inn with like the neon sign and everything. And you know, it's breathtaking, right? You know, I wasn't around during that time, right? So it's like amazing to see that. For him to bring something like that over to Kansas, you know, I mean, because Robert is a shorter man, but he does everything big, right? When it comes to our community and when it comes to Stonewall. So don't mess with Robert. Like he ain't the guy to mess with. You know what I mean? You may see him as like, you know, okay, a white guy just doing his thing. Don't mess with him, right? And this Westboro, really? Gay people, veterans, and Jewish people, these are your targets?
Sounds familiar.
Very familiar.
Hasn't the church lost some traction in recent years? I mean, Phelps has passed away or dead for I think dead is a better word for that. And like I kind of don't hear much about them as much as I used to. So maybe it, you know, and obviously zoning laws and permitting didn't have anything to say about it either. So I'm all for it.
Edward, what's next?
Yes. Next, let's queer up politics. Kamala Harris is to announce running mate tomorrow. Could voters be ready for a gay VP? U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg is reportedly under consideration as a potential running mate for presumptive Democrat presidential nominee Kamala Harris. If selected, they would form a historic ticket, marking the first time an openly gay candidate could be vice president. Buttigieg has expressed confidence in the electorate's openness to a gay VP. Buttigieg told TMZ.com, "I'm not saying homophobia is a thing, but I'm saying it's been extraordinary how people look past that. He cited his re-election in Mike Pence's Indiana as evidence, noting he received a higher vote proportion even after coming out because voters appreciated his work as mayor. Polls indicate Buttigieg as a favored choice alongside Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who has declined interest in the role. Other potential candidates for vice presidency include Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, and North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, among others. The campaign will officially announce the choice via online message to supporters tomorrow. The announcement will be made before a rally in Philadelphia tomorrow, where Harris is expected to make her first appearance with her selected running mate. And wow, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, I think back, to the 2016 election, when Hillary first ran and we had our first woman running. And I remember that excitement. And I think, wow, if there's a chance that there's an LGBTQ plus person running for one of the highest offices in the country, that's fantastic. Our community is already breaking ceilings, but there's so many people that are so deserving and so well qualified for this role. We didn't even mention like Governor Tim Walz from Minnesota, Governor Andy Beshear from Kentucky. Some of these battleground states, they're very strategic about who they're picking, and really focusing on the strengths that will, really emulate Kamala Harris and really push it into the next, hopefully the next presidency,
Yeah.
So, I think it's wonderful, great to showing, the LGBTQ on that high level. So,
well, Kamala and her crew have accomplished in such a short time, aside from it being historical and exciting, is freaking incredible, right? And everything that they're doing is done very meticulously if you're watching what Kamala's doing, right? We're the last to know when it comes to stuff. They had already had her coming out and her stepping up and all that probably planned for a week or so beforehand, right? So they're going to announce the VP when it's time. Everybody has been going down their throats like, we need to know. I want to celebrate our victories because we're so targeted at all corners, right? The fact that Buttigieg was even an option, I think, is a victory for us, right? Is the world ready for Buttigieg to be VP? I'm not so sure, right? I wish we were further ahead. I think Trump has really made the freaking planet go backwards in essence in a lot of spaces. What do you think, Mark? Are we ready for a gay VP?
I'm just going to say I trust Kamala. I trust her to make the best decision. I think that she knows these people, she knows the numbers, she knows the polls. So whatever she goes with, that is going to be my ticket. I do think that Pete is a phenomenal choice. And I think sometimes the worry about, because he's gay, is that going to bring out more kind of anti-gay voters? All the anti-gay voters are already coming out. They come out 100% of if you're MAGA, you're definitely voting. I think he is only going to energize a lot of those younger voters. Did y'all see him take Fox News to freaking school with that interview with Shannon Beam? He is so smart, does not let a point go. I love seeing both Kamala and Pete when they are in these really kind of stressful situations where you would see a lot of other politicians crumble.
He doesn't flinch.
Does not flinch, does not let them get away with anything, doesn't let them steal the point or the thunder. I think they would be a phenomenal pair.
And
this is the point I've been making on this show for a very long time. I've been waiting for Democrats to step up and use the playbook of their nemesis. Don't back down.
Yeah.
Every detail. I'm not giving you an inch, and I have a backbone. And Kamala is it just gives me to sit here to be black and gay at the same time.
Which you are all day.
Which I am all day. To sit here and talk about a black woman running for president, and to sit here to even talk about a gay man being possibly on the ticket. And can I say how beautiful that ticket looks? Like, can I say the optics of how beautiful? I'm sorry, compared to the other candidates. No, not turds, because I'm talking about their other options. Compared to the other options, it's just the optics. But because optics do matter.
Yes,
like,
of course.
if Kamala has a great campaign team, and I'm sure they're looking at the optics of what this looks like, but also to be smart and intelligent, to be Black, gay, administration. Are you serious?
Wow.
Like, that's a wow. And I'm here for it. I'm here for us being out loud. I'm here for us, having that in the office, without shame, unapologetically, just like, yes, the president is a Black woman. Yes, the vice president is a gay man. And yes, deal with it.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
And Kamala is exquisite. I think she's beautiful. That's just my own personal opinion, right? And, I love how, like we were saying, that she doesn't flinch about certain things, The right is pulling out all this crap now, talking about her husband and that he had an affair in his past in his past, this past marriage. It's his past marriage, right? And everything that they come out with, Kamala and her husband are like, yeah, what? Okay. Or this is the explanation. Goodbye. Like, there's not freak out or anything, or let's go find another porn star to, like, they're not going low. They're doing strategic planning, and they're making it happen. And we're all along for the ride. Right?
I'm here for it.
I didn't hear about the affair thing. And I mean, given the country's history of leaderships with womanizing and affairs, I don't even know how that can even be.
Wow.
Sorry.
How many has Trump had?
I know, a topic.
I mean,
honestly, it's one of the most unified elements. I hate to say it. Both sides have definitely been a part of that. So calling any side out on it is just grasping straws, in my opinion.
But they're going to be grasping at straws. I mean, just like, Trump doesn't want to debate with Kamala because he knows Kamala is going to wipe the floor with him.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I'm salivating at that debate.
Yes.
I hope that happens.
Yes.
And again, do you want a president who backs on their word, right? He agreed to this debate. It was already signed, sealed, and delivered with Biden, okay? So Biden stepped down. We have now Kamala. You're supposed to go and do this debate. You just want to look like the turd that you are, I think it was a Black women or something event that he was at.
Black journalist, yeah.
Where Trump says something along the lines of, now she wants to be Black? I'm like, oh my God.
And she turned Black.
How can you change? This doesn't wipe off. It does not wipe off. Every day you wake up, it is still there. Brown as it is, and people treat you the way that you look.
All right. Well,
is there potential that, I mean, this is obviously already historic in so many levels. Is there potential that there might not be any debates this year? Is that where we're going? Because
I don't think so.
That'd be historic in itself. That would be kind of historic too. Yeah.
That would be historic in itself.
We're living in.
But we're living in backwards world, so anything is possible, Harrison.
Anything goes.
Anything is possible. Jay, what's next?
Next, let's square up the USA View. GLAAD defends CEO Sarah K. Ellis amid New York Times report on alleged excessive spending. This week, the New York Times published an article alleging excessive spending by GLAAD and its president and CEO, Sarah Kate Ellis. The report claimed Ellis's compensation and expenses were unusually high for a nonprofit of GLAAD size. It detailed instances of first-class luxury flights, luxury hotel stays, and significant home office renovations, suggesting possible violations of GLAAD's internal policies and IRS regulations. The paper also highlighted Ellis's travel, including more than 30 first-class flights in 18 months and a $13,000 conference trip to California, and a week-long stay at Tivoli Lodge in Davos, Switzerland. In response, GLAAD's chief communication officer, Rich Ferrero, called the article grossly misleading and defended Ellis's compensation, stating that it was far below the claimed $1 million annually. Ferrero emphasized that GLAAD's board fully supports Ellis, crediting her with the organization's growth over the past decade. According to the latest IRS Form 990 from 2022, Ellis's compensation was $575,716 in salary and $27,569 in addition compensation in 2021. The New York Times has, however, defended its reporting and asserted that the article was based on objective information from GLAAD's records. The controversy arises amidst GLAAD's recent criticism of the Times for its biased coverage of transgender healthcare. LGBTQ plus activists expressed concern that, if true, the ramifications could harm GLAAD's mission and fundraising efforts. So my thoughts on this is I have no thoughts because I don't know I don't know her lifestyle. I don't know how much money people are getting paid, and I haven't read the article. So I really don't have a thought on this. It would be sad if they were grossly overpaying and she was misusing funds. But to me, it just seems like she's getting her salary and working.
It sounds awful fishy, though, to come right after they have been criticizing the New York Times. And I got to say, the phase word, cojones, on the New York Times. I said that so white. The cojones on the New York Times to start defaming an anti-defamation league.
Wow.
You
Yes.
better be ready and be fact-checked and everything like that, because if you are harming their ability to raise funds, that is absolutely defamation, and they could pay for that. So I don't know the full story either, but I think they should tread very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, I saw a picture of her and those highlights looked expensive. Okay, listen, I'm just saying, look, here's the thing, okay? These organizations are important. GLAAD is so important. GLAAD has done so much fundamentally to just help us be seen on TV and movies. That is their job, right? They're the ones saying, you're not representing us correctly, or you're misusing pronouns, or you're doing whatever it is. They are there to support our community. So this breaks my heart because it makes us all look bad.
Yeah, and if the board of GLAAD is okay with it, then that tells you, to me, that it probably is okay, because she might be making $500,000 or $600,000. How much is she bringing into the organization?
Well, and she's been there 10 years, Mark. So also now, a decade later, they said in the last 10 years, she has done all these great things for GLAAD. So now, 10 years, now you notice that she's been taking all, misusing certain funds,
It sounds like she's been steadily getting her paycheck increase. I saw home office renovations, and it says 2021, there were extra expenditures. This could have been from the pandemic. Like people had to work from home, and we had to, do what I had to spend money to upgrade some parts of my house and change around some things and get extra monitors and things of that nature. And that shit cost me like $2,500.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I'm like, I don't really know what her expenses are, but if you are running a large nonprofit like GLAAD, and I mean, some of these trips are not cheap. Davos, Switzerland isn't cheap. Have you ever been to Switzerland? It's not cheap.
No.
So I pray it's not what the New York Times says, but it also, to Mark's point, is very fishy. Very fishy.
Edward?
It just stresses how important transparency is for nonprofit organizations, especially like GLAAD, and as well as the chorus. We have to always, report all of our, earnings and to the board of directors and stuff. So, it's good that the board does support her. And I do think within the last few years, because we've seen a trend in the rising of costs and things like that. So there's probably been a large jump, in terms of spending and stuff. So yeah, there could possibly be somebody that's, kind of, rattling the cage a little bit on this story and stuff. But I think I'm pretty confident that, that whatever it is that they do discover, I'm sure she would be the first person to, own up to it.
Yeah.
She speaks well of the organization, so I can't imagine her hiding anything from it.
Yeah, I'm glad. Okay, so the next time you send her on business class instead of first class. All right? It's a little step forward, Harrison?
My only food for thought on this is, maybe the source element could be slightly misleading. All nonprofits' tax filings are always very public. They're there. But what they don't realize when they talk about people's compensation is it could very well include a company vehicle, a company rental, gas mileage, meeting accommodations beyond. So that almost 600,000 could be possibly made up of that, meaning it might not be quite as bad as we think it is.
Right.
That's just just my little 2 cents on the topic.
No, but I think that what everybody's saying is correct. I mean, it could also be the New York Times just going out after GLAAD, you know, and trying to find some stuff on them. And, you know, when you look, you find something. And that's basically, this is what it is. GLAAD, you'll clean up all of that. We believe in you.
We do.
All right. Oh, yeah. Next, let's queer up trans rights. Olympian Imane Khelif wrongly targeted with transphobic remarks by Rowling and Musk. Olympic athlete and Algerian boxer Imane Khelif has become the target of transphobic remarks on social media led by high-profile names like J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk. These remarks falsely claim that Khelif is a transgender woman despite there being no evidence to support this assertion. Khelif has never identified as transgender or intersex, a fact check from GLAAD and Interact on an organization advocating for the intersex right confirms it. These controversial stems from a statement by the president of the International Boxing Association, who told Russian news agency TASS that Khelif proved that they had XY chromosomes and were thus excluded from the sports events. In 2023, Khelif failed disqualification, however. The Washington Post reported that the exact standards that Khelif failed to meet were unclear. The issue resurfaced when Khelif began competing in the Paris 2024 Olympics. Italian boxer Angela Carini, who faced Khelif in a match at the Games, withdrew just 40 seconds into the fight, citing intense pain in her nose. While Carini did not explicitly question Khelif's gender, she remarked that it was unfair to compete against Khelif and suggested the International Olympic Committee should evaluate her eligibility. This incident prompted a surge of transphobic comments. Elon Musk, quote, shared a viral post that said, "Men don't belong in women's sports," and J.K. Rowling also shared many posts on Twitter disseminating false claims about Khelif's gender. I mean, memes and, Harry Potter books, which I've never read, set aside. I mean, the Olympic, Board of Governors, they have very strict rules and policies put in place, and doesn't sound like any of them were bent. So I'm all for the competition right now.
This is where education becomes very important. This is where, we wonder why, all of the letters in the alphabet, there's so many, but this is where intersex is a thing, just as asexuality is a thing. And I know with the pomp and circumstance that the media has hyped around trans issues, now we start dehumanizing other people's experiences. There are other people in the world who are intersex or who are born with extra chromosomes or who may have a hormonal imbalance, may have a little bit more of something than the other. This is where queerness steps in and tells everyone that there are people out here different than you.
Yeah.
There are people out here with experiences different. And this is very disheartening because it's really sad to see what this woman is going through, what this woman is going through, being dehumanized, being trampled on by people who have more money than they can do with in their lifetime.
Yeah.
It's extremely upsetting, extremely frustrating. My heart goes out to her.
The first people that I'm super mad at is some of the media. Boston Globe, you're a piece of shit. Okay. Like your headline said, trans boxer advances. All right. You put that headline out there. How could you not fact check that and make sure that you're 100% sure of that fact before making it? The Daily Mail did the same thing, but I expect that from them. Right? I mean, it's, in Algeria, you can't be trans. You can't be gay, right? They could stone you. They could hurt you. They could imprison you, right? Algeria would not send a trans person to the Olympics, okay? I fear for Imane's life when she goes back to her country, right? Because all the misinformation, listen, how come we can't spread love that fast? Because let me tell you, that shit spread like wildfire. I was fighting fights all over Facebook with people, right? Lots of those people have taken down those posts, right? Because you're chicken shits. And once you find out the truth, then you're like, I got to take down this post because I look stupid. The ignorance is real, Jay, like you said it. You can't have XY chromosome together. Yes, there are men who have elevated estrogen levels. There are women who have elevated testosterone levels. It doesn't make them the other gender. This woman was born a woman. fought as a woman. A couple of years ago, she got her ass kicked.
By a woman.
By a woman. Nobody batted an
By a
eye.
woman.
Nobody batted an eyelash. So what did she do? She went and trained harder and kicked this girl's ass. All right. The girl, the Italian boxer, she even came out and said, I shouldn't have said what I said. I just got hit so hard. I had never felt a punch to that degree. Right. And it was like, wow, it shouldn't have been fair for us to fight because Imane was that good, not because she was a man. Mark, help me here.
No, you're right. It was such a disappointing week in social media. I felt like I could hear Cyndi Lauper's True Colors in the background every time I was scrolling through the feed. Just the fact that nobody does any kind of fact checking before they share a story. Like if you know anybody from the UK or if you read any kind of online stuff, you don't share something from The Beast or from Daily Mail. Or because that is just like the crap on their newsstands, like the Inquirer. And then came the apology posts. But by then, Cyndi Lauper has sung her tune. I have seen your true colors. The damage has absolutely been done. And plus, I don't really like the apologies that say, "Oh, I was wrong about her being transgender, so I'm sorry." So then that means that you still hold those feelings about transgender people. Right. You're just apologizing now because she's a woman.
Yeah.
True colors.
That's not an apology.
No, it's a justification.
And this is where I always say transphobia hurts us all. Like homophobia hurts us all. Like misogyny hurts us all. All these isms and schisms and risms and disms, all of them hurt us as a people. Yeah. As a on the human level. Because this is completely dehumanizing. Completely. And then just to take back that about, oh, she's a woman, but yet you still harbor. So if this happens to another individual, you still hold that same vitriol. Check yourself and fact check yourself. Education is important. If you don't know, shut up.
Yeah. If you don't know, don't say anything. And it was crazy to be in these fights because I felt like I was in double dutch, right? Because I was like, okay, I'm not, screaming for our community, but it not being a trans issue, but it being a trans issue, right?
All of the things.
Edward, were you godsmacked when you saw this over?
It's just sloppy reporting. That's where it starts. It's like, it takes a couple people to point out something that they think that they know, that all the facts to it, and then, it spirals. So, yeah, it does make me angry, and it's sad.
It's not sloppy. No, it's not somebody who made an honest mistake.
It was intentional.
It was intentional, is to bring up the issue, is to bring up the hate. I think it looks like sloppy reporting, but when you look at the Elon Musk and the J.K. Rowling and like where it was shared from and how quickly it spread from there, it's on purpose.
Yeah. And I saw some of the trans organizations locally, even they had to post certain things like, look, we're aware that this is going on, right? Please do your homework, right? And if not, reach out to us and we will school you on it.
And it's also, I think, kind of also people putting their opinion on stuff that they are not qualified to. That's probably what upsets me the most about it. Like, stick to writing your stupid Harry Potter books and making those Tesla cars. And why do you need it? Oh, yeah,
exactly. Blow up on you.
Yeah, and don't even, or maybe run X more properly. It's just. Why do you even have an opinion?
But they probably got excited. Elon probably got excited about it. Like, okay, great. I get to talk about the other side. I get to say how awful this is, or people stop talking about how my daughter hates me so much, So
we see why.
Honey, those trucks are so ugly. There is not a gay person driving. There better not be. We will take back your
That thing
your
looks like a roach. Every time I see it, it looks like a roach. It looks like a metal roach on wheels.
People throwing trash.
Just looks like roaches all over the place. I'm sorry. Those things are ugly.
It does look like a dumpster on wheels.
That's exactly what
it does look like a dumpster on
discount
wheels.
dumpster.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right, Mark, what's next, baby?
Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Mateo Ventura Bruer steps down as Aqua Foundation's executive director. Aqua Foundation for Women, Florida's only nonprofit dedicated to supporting the education, well-being, and community of LGBTQ women, announced this week that Mateo Ventura Bruer, their first transgender executive director, is stepping down. His last day was July 31st. The announcement was not published until after Brewer's departure. During his 18-month tenure, Mateo made significant contributions to the organization. He spearheaded the successful return of TransCon, Florida's longest-running conference for transgender and non-binary individuals. Mateo also re-engaged past partners and brought new ones into the fold while strengthening ties within the philanthropic community and academic sectors in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. Under his leadership, the Aqua Foundation raised over $100,000, organized or collaborated on over 15 events, reaching more than 1,000 South Floridians. Expressing his gratitude, Mateo said, quote, "I'm extremely proud of the work I've done with Aqua these past 18 months and wish them the best moving forward," end quote. He thanked the board of directors for their support. Mateo also condemned the hostile political climate in Florida and promised to continue his advocacy work with NDN Collective, focusing on decolonization and freedom for all colonized peoples. Aqua Foundation for Women board members praised Mateo Ventura Bruer for his dedication and commitment to human rights. Daniel Tilley called him a true leader, while Cho He Schrader highlighted his integrity and service. Jennifer Burney commended his work in TransCon and wished him success in California. As a frequent anchor at Queer News Tonight, we are aware of many of the challenges Bruer faced over being the first transgender executive director. He reflected on the challenges he was facing in some segments of our LGBTQ community. And I've watched him here on Queer News Tonight. I've seen him in your bed. What a cutie, by the way. I don't know if that's appropriate for the news, but
you already said it, so there's really no taking it back.
I did, and I just think you really have to thank him for his service. But you know, as I was going through and looking at some of the footage from him on Queer News Tonight and on your show, just seeing the comments that would come after those shows just tells you that we are still dealing with a huge divide in the LGBTQ kind of not wanting to make room for the T in all of the environments. And I just think if you're a part of that camp that has a problem with it, you are a part of the entire problem that the queer community faces. I think that it's a huge loss for Florida, and going to be very big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I remember when Mateo first started and there was big hoopla in the community because, you know, he's a dude leading a women's organization and he got so much crap for that, you know. And how did he fight back? No words, actions, right? He took Aqua Foundation to the next level. TransCon was an incredible event that I was so blessed to be a part of. He just, you know, paved the way, right? I think that he made it a little bit easier for the next ED to roll in and, you know, get his hands dirty, their hands dirty, whoever it is, you know. Mateo is a dad, right? And, you know, that's not part of it. He didn't mention as that being part of his decision for leaving, right? But I could think it's probably not the easiest to raise a child here in the state of Florida under the conditions that DeSantis has set for parents, right? Especially being a queer parent. You know, I spoke to Mateo and I know that he is huge with wanting to help the indigenous community as well. And that is something that he is able to do now in California. You know, I asked him for a quote and he said, you know, I'm so grateful for my time at Aqua, especially for all the friends I've met through my work there. I know that they will keep fighting for us trans folks in Florida and thank them for their endless support of our community. Thank you, Faye. I'm definitely going to miss you. Come visit California. You know, you're going to be missed, Mateo. You left a space. You really did. You know, we're a little less bright because you're leaving. I will say that for sure. Love you, Mateo. Tonight's broadcast is presented by viewers like you and the generous support by Visit Lauderdale. Everyone under the sun.
Queer News Tonight will broadcast at Machu Picchu, and you are invited. Last week, Hotspots Happening Out announced that Queer News Tonight, the world's only LGBTQ evening news show, has been invited to broadcast the show in Peru and especially at the fabled Machu Picchu. The invitation has now been accepted. The historic experience can be shared by the LGBTQ community, as the Travel Club will present a partnership with Peru Rail and Peru National Tourism with Machu Picchu and Peru by Train Adventure, a 10-day journey departing on September 17th, 2025. Priced at $19.98, this unique trip includes visits to Lima, Cusco, and the iconic Machu Picchu. You can make reservations and receive a special buy one, get one free offer, making the trip effectively $9.99 per person. This deal includes round-trip air from Lima to Cusco, first-class hotel accommodations, and comprehensive sightseeing, including a choice of 4 premium train journeys to Machu Picchu. This exclusive tour supports educational initiatives conducted by the Travel Club. Reservations require just a $99 deposit with an interest-free $49 a month payment plan is available. Nearly 40 guests have made reservations with Hotspots Happening Out, Queer News Tonight, in the first days of the announcement. Don't miss this opportunity to explore Peru's wonders while supporting a great cause. Book now at the website happeningout.travel.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
We finished tonight's Queer News tonight with what we call 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up sports. Outsports says Team LGBTQ sixth in Paris Olympics medal count. Team LGBTQ is currently ranked sixth in the 2024 Paris Olympics total medal count, surpassing all countries that criminalize being gay. Outsports and co-founder Sid Ziegler track publicly out LGBTQ athletes who would have placed sixth if they were a separate nation. This year, Team LGBTQ boasts 5 gold, 10 silver, and 8 bronze medals. With 195 athletes, Team LGBTQ is the 15th largest nation in the Games and continues to grow. As many out athletes compete in team sports, their medal tally is expected to rise significantly in the coming days. Well, I don't normally watch sports, but I do watch the Olympics because I love the diversity of it all. And I'm just so glad that our community is still breaking glass ceilings.
Yeah.
There has never been so much sports on my television in a 1-week period ever. My husband is much more into sports than I am, but it has been amazing to see. And I love that statistic that we're really representing.
This is the gayest Olympics I have ever seen.
Oh, you saw the pole vaulting too.
Right, the bulge. You remember the bulge? The bulge. Did you see the bulge, people?
Viva la
That was
France.
everything. That was everything. Okay, so Team LGBTQ, keep bringing those golds home, baby. All right, we love you. Keep kicking butt.
Yes. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. PrideFête returns with vibrant celebration on August 10th. South Florida's largest diversity pride celebration, PrideFête, is set for August 10th at Richardson Historic Park and Nature Preserve. Hosted by Hotspots Happening Out events and Pride Fort Lauderdale, the festival celebrates Caribbean music, art, and culture, attracting over 1,000 attendees. General admission is $7 online until August 9th or $10 at the gate, while VIP tickets are $55 online or $75 at the door. VIP tickets offer exclusive amenities like hors d'oeuvres, indoor air-conditioned spaces, and 5 drink tickets. PrideFête is South Florida's largest diversity pride celebration. For further details, visit pridefete.lgbt. Yay! I'm so happy because as president of Impulse, we are now sponsoring PrideFête, or one of the sponsors of PrideFête. And shout out to who's on the cover, my Impulse member and house member, Rashad.
Oh yeah, that cover is beautiful.
Yes, it's gorgeous. And shout out to Carrie and Pierre who will be on the stage, and lots of my other friends will be out there on the stage. And look for Impulse. We'll be doing a Nicki Minaj ticket giveaway. Yes.
So on Saturday, I was over at the Hotspots Happening Out gallery because we were having the exhibition kickoff for PrideFête, right? So it was all these incredible Caribbean artists. You know, there were sculptures and paintings and whatever. And I could already feel the energy. And they had a huge picture of the cover of Hotspots with your friend on it. The colors, the beauty,
gorgeous. The
outfit was just incredible. And that's what I love about PrideFête, right? Are the costumes, the food, the culture, the food, the culture, the food, right? The music is incredible, right? VIP, get VIP. Okay, here's why I tell you to get VIP. It's freaking August. It's hot as hell, right? That VIP is worth the money with just the space that it has, air conditioned, and the bathrooms inside.
That,
all right?
I think that
right
is especially cool. I have never seen a VIP ticket for a Pride Fest at that price. They are normally $200-$300.
Yep.
They try to price people out of it, and it just seems like a much more inclusive and kind of welcoming
We're gonna
model.
be sweaty.
Well done.
We're gonna be sweaty. We're gonna have sweaty bodies and happy bodies and food.
Are they capping the amount of VIP tickets that can be purchased?
I have no idea.
I don't know. You better get yours quick then.
Yeah, sounds like yeah.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up lesbian culture. Gold medalist Alice Bellandi's victory kiss with girlfriend goes viral. A video of Italy's Alice Bellandi kissing her girlfriend moments after winning gold in judo at the Paris 2024 Olympics has gone viral. On August 1st, Bellandi clinched the gold in the 78-kilogram division, defeating Israel's Inbar Lanier. The video shows Bellandi's joyfully celebrating with Jasmine Martin, embracing and kissing her. The touching moment has gained widespread attention, with many applauding their open display of love in the presence of Italy's far-right Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. I love this. You know, when you accomplish something, when you are part of a victory of some sort, you want to go to your partner and celebrate with them, right? They're the first person that you want to hug and kiss, right? Because they've been through this with you. They've seen you train. They've seen you practice. They've seen your anxiety before a big event, right? They're the ones you want to go, we did it, baby, because their support helped you get there, you know? So it's a brave act on her part. But it shouldn't be a brave act on her part. It should just be okay. It's just love.
I mean, let's go team LGBTQ, okay?
Yeah.
And right in the face of everyone on the world stage. I love that it's happening on the world stage. Can we talk about that again? Happening on the world stage in front of everybody's face, and I am here for it all.
I'm not someone that always wanted to hold my boyfriend's hand in public. I always struggle with that. So when you see like open kisses like that, you know, from same-sex relationships, it's very inspiring because it allows you to also, you know, be in public and display. And so as someone who's a little bit older, you know, it's refreshing to see.
Right? And you do that for people who can't. Right? For the couples that can't do that. You know, there was probably a ton of people there that are not open in their countries, that can't be open in their countries, to see this beautiful display of love right in front of them.
This reminds me so much of like the pictures of soldiers when they would come home from World War II, the black and white pictures with the girl who had her foot up in the back. And to me, it's a modern day version of that because it is on the world stage. And a golden judo. Girl, this is why I feel safe around lesbians.
She kicks ass. She kicks ass literally.
All right. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up the USA View. Gallup report says 18% of LGBTQ adults have never come out to anyone. A new Gallup report reveals that most LGBTQ adults understand their sexuality or gender identity early in life. The survey found that 48% of respondents knew by age 14 and 72% by age 18. 57% came out to friends and family by age 22, with 71% doing so before 30. But part of Gallup's reporting is catching even greater attention. Gallup says that 18% of the surveyed LGBTQ population have never disclosed their identity to anyone. This means you don't even know that nearly 20% of our community even exists. Well, I mean, Gallup, I always thought they were handy for like, you know, workplace personality efficiency tests. And,
Who knew?
College recruitment, but now they're pulling this.
I am so thankful for this statistic. My husband did not come out till he was 35. I don't know if y'all knew that.
I didn't.
About Luke. So there is some hope for y'all people who've been single for a long time. They're still coming out just a little bit later.
Sure.
Just got to snatch them up quick as soon as they come out.
And some folks don't want to come out. Sometimes, you know, I'm okay with some folks. Some folks don't want to come out because also, why do we have to come out?
Yeah.
It's nobody's business unless I tell you.
Yeah.
Unless you know, you know.
Yeah.
And I've been around, I have a few friends who are very much, it's nobody's business.
Yes.
I don't care. If you know, you know. If not, not. But one of my good friends, George M. Johnson's, whose book, All Boys Aren't Blue, one of the most banned books, he termed the phrase calling in, not coming out. So why do we have to always come out? We call in people to our lives because if you know, you know. If you're a part of my story, you're a part of my story. If not, kick rocks.
And there's no correct time to come out. There's no correct age to come out. Some people were lucky enough to know right out the vag. They knew that they were gay, right? Other people, you know, like I think I came out at 14. I liked my volleyball teacher, but then I dated boys and then I forgot about girls. And then I came out again at 18 because I fell in love with Miss Rodriguez. And then I went back and dated a boy again, right? And I wasn't really sure until I moved down here and had my own space and had my own mind and was over legal age. And I just knew this is my world, right? This is where I belong, you know? So for those 18%, it's also okay. Like you said, Jay, if they don't want to come out, they don't have to. I have friends that I'm gay in bed, and that's all you need to know, right? You don't need to know the rest of it. They don't hold hands with people in public. That's just not, it's secondary. It's not what defines them, right? Yeah. So Gallup poll, cool.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up sports. New Zealand rower Robbie Manson finds financial support through OnlyFans over sports. New Zealand rower Robbie Manson revealed that his OnlyFans side hustle, which includes tasteful nudes, has become a significant income source, surpassing his rowing earnings. Manson told Reuters that Rowing New Zealand supports his decision, as rowing is not a highly lucrative career. However, Manson isn't alone. Retired diver Matthew Mitchum and Tom Daley's synchronized diving partner, Noah Williams, have also turned to OnlyFans to support their athletic careers. Thank you, Queer News Tonight, for assigning me this story to research. And the nudes are very tasteful. This brings an all new meaning to different ways to be an athletic supporter. But I think it is a moment for other athletes to realize that there is an expiration date on the talent that you have in sports. Just like I think that there's an expiration on how long OnlyFans is really going to work out for you. Yeah. So start looking towards those sponsorships, towards coaching, towards working with organizations, and start to create that bridge. As I welcome anybody to do OnlyFans. I think it's an awesome thing to do if you're doing it, but I wouldn't want somebody to think that it was the only thing that they could do either.
Yeah. So how much does an athlete make? Like, I know that some countries give you money for bringing home a gold and stuff like that, but
I just know how much it costs.
Olympics is a very, this has been a subject that has fired up on social media, but people are finding out how much you don't make as an athlete. Mm-hmm. And that's spread across the board. Like, unless you are in the pro or on the top stage like NBA or NFL, and even there you have to be one of the first strings, or you have to be center stage in order to make a substantial amount of money. But most athletes do not. And even the fitness industry, you know, people don't make as much money as people think they do because they just see good bodies, good health, and they see what looks like wealth, but sometimes that's not what's happening in the background, and people have to supplement their income. Mm-hmm. And boo, Mr. Rower, sir, use what you got, sir. Use what you got.
Roll your ass over here.
And that's what happens when you have a woman president. Okay, she's president of New Zealand. Very, very. Oh, yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Listen, that takes me back to that bulge that didn't make it over. If you don't know what I'm talking about back at home, look it up. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
That is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these type of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, FayWhat. God, it's like an echo in here.
Do it again.
I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, FayWhat. Okay. And on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Jamaal L. Edward Otto Zielke, Harrison C. Davies, and Mark Pettitt. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.
Bye.